Can I really change my life in the next 90 days? That is a question that I asked myself this morning. And, amongst the different challenges that we have, like Project 50, 75 Hard, Monk Mode, I figured, you know what, let's do a little experiment on myself for the next 90 days. And if you're asking why 90 days, well, I really want to make it not just a challenge, but I want it to be a sustainable lifestyle that I can keep up with, because I'm looking at it long term instead of short term. And this 90-day challenge is going to be catered to what I really want in life. And right now, I really want to focus it on health and content. And you might be wondering, okay, why those two things? Well, let me just give you a little backstory. So a couple years ago, I lost a lot of weight. I lost 20 kilos and I was probably in the best shape of my life. And then I got into the gym and then I fell in love with weightlifting. I basically went 5 to 6 times a week. I became obsessed with learning about, how the body works and how health and fitness can improve and help your life tremendously, because I've experienced it and I really want to, keep up with it, right? But sometimes life just starts lifing. When I launched my freelancing business, I just kind of went all over the place and I did not know how to balance my health and fitness routine while I was facing stress. And then I realized it is not so easy to maintain the weight that you have lost. All habits die hard. I consume more than I move, and the past 2 months I've actually not been taking care of my body. So that is why I really want to prioritize my health, because I'm a firm believer that when you do take care of your health, which is basically the fundamentals, you will start to show up better in your relationships, in your life, in your work, and just perform better overall. And you just have a nicer way of life in a sense, because when you're unhealthy, things usually feel like shit, okay? I'm not gonna lie. And also, because I did say that I've lost weight and I've maintained it, and then I suddenly just gained a lot of weight, I'm kind of ashamed about it and also low-key embarrassed that I've actually gained the weight back. And I really want to keep the weight off, because as much as it might seem that this is such a weight loss thing, right? Oh, I just want to lose fat and look good. I also want to feel good, because right now I don't really feel good, because I can really feel the differences when you don't prioritize your health. Even taking up the stairs, I was breathless, and it's really embarrassing because other people seems to be breathing normally, but here I am just being fucking breathless, just taking a flight of stairs. That is why I'm making this challenge more so about health and fitness. And secondly, I'm also going to make it about content. Now, why content? So I've been creating content kind of just on and off, sometimes for fun, and sometimes it's not really for fun. I'm just making content because I really want to pursue content creation. But deep down, there's this self-limiting belief that I find myself thinking well, no one really cares. Why are you even doing this? Which is really ironic and funny, considering that I'm a social media manager. I create content for clients and I pump out content for them consistently. And I created a podcast called A Thriving You. The reason that I created a podcast is because I really wanted to create content that would help my younger self. That is why, I talk a lot about, what I've experienced and just some mindset shifts and life lessons that I've learned along the way. I really want to create content that helps people and brings value, but also I want to be consistent. So that is why I've decided that this year I really want to lock in and create content consistently and sustainably, because there are times where I get really ambitious, where it's oh, I want to post 5 times a week, or I want to post 100 videos for a couple of months, and I get burnt out because I know that I've not built the right systems to actually do it myself. Because at the end of the day, my job is not content creation solely. I have other parts of my life that I do have to, upkeep and maintain, such as my job, my personal life, all those things. That is why in this 90-day experiment, I don't think I'm going to call it a challenge, because I want this to be a lifestyle and I'm looking at it long term and not just short term. That is a long intro, I suppose, talking about, this whole experiment. But I'm going to break down the non-negotiables, or a list of things that I'm doing daily for the next 90 days. And the first one is movement. I used to go to the gym 5 to 6 times a week. It is definitely my form of therapy and I really enjoy it. But over the years, I realized that my interests have changed and I have no desire to spend 2 hours in the gym or 1.5 hours in the gym anymore. I just want to go in, work out, get out, and that's it, because there are other things in my life that I also have to prioritize and focus on. So my plan is going to be going to the gym 3 times a week, and I'll be following a program, and the program that I'm using is called Gain by Mia Green, and she is basically a coach on the app that I use, which is called Evolve You. I love using that app, and I've been using it since I think 2022 or 21. I cannot remember, but I think I made a video about it, but I think I already archived the video. I'm not sure. If I've not, you can check it out. I'll probably link it down below or put it somewhere in the screen. So I'll be following that program and go to the gym 3 times a week, and I'll also be running twice a week. And the reason is because I really want to prioritize my cardiovascular health as well, because when I walk up the stairs, I'm already panting, and it's kind of crazy because even if I walk really fast, I get breathless, and it's just not a nice feeling because you're not supposed to be breathless when, especially, you know, the activity is not intense at all. I remember just scrolling through my camera roll, and then I saw a video of myself where I was literally sprinting up a hill. Okay, it's like a slope with like huge stairs. It was at the reservoir, and I was like sprinting up. I was going really fast, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was that fit. I did not know that. So I'm gonna focus a lot on my cardio. Well, when I say a lot, it's just gonna be like twice a week where I'm going for a run, and maybe on some days where I'm feeling a little bit spontaneous that I'm not gonna go for a run, maybe I'll join a class, you know, like a boxing class or something. So 3 times a week in the gym, twice a week running, and every single day I'm gonna hit 10k steps. So that is not gonna be intense, because 10k steps is just a leisurely walk. I can walk on my walking pad, or I can go for like a morning walk or like an evening walk, and it's just gonna be chill and slow as long as I hit 10k steps. So that is my first non-negotiable, which is movement, because to be completely honest with you, the past 2 months I've been consuming a lot in my body, but I've not been moving at all. Like, yeah, sure, I walk here and there, you know, I did like a random workout, but that's it. And the second is nutrition. So I'm gonna straight up admit that I don't really enjoy cooking. I don't enjoy cooking at all, to be completely honest. And also, I have this thing with ordering in. I love to order food just because it's just much more easier and convenient, but obviously it is not healthy. You don't know what they put in those foods. Besides the convenience, I really need to take the time and effort to actually, you know, do home cooked meals. And that is why I'm going to, you know, cook more and order less, or order none at all if that is possible, which I'm pretty sure is possible. It's just a bad habit that needs to die off quickly. And I'm going to increase my protein intake. I do realize that when I don't consume as much protein as I'm supposed to, I realize differences in my body. For example, I realize that when I don't eat enough protein, my nails will chip like crazy. They are so brittle and weak, and I just feel overall different. Like, the way that I feel and look at my body when I don't consume much protein or none at all, it is astounding. Okay, the differences you can really just tell right off the bat. So that is why I'm gonna go grocery shopping, meal prep, or even if I don't meal prep, I know the meals that I'm going to make when I'm at home. And the third non-negotiable is writing in the morning, and specifically posting it on Substack. If you don't already know, I have a Substack, and if you don't know what Substack is, it's basically like a newsletter slash blog. So if you subscribe to it, you can receive notifications in your email and just read through what I post, or you can just go to my Substack directly if you're subscribed to it and just, you know, click on the posts that I post. And I actually have only 1 post up now, and I find it's worth a read, especially if you want to take messy action and you want to start freelancing or doing something new, or you just quit your job. I think you can resonate with that post. Check it out. But I really want to start, you know, writing in the morning and posting on Substack, just because I want to practice the muscle of writing, and also just do it in the morning, because when I wake up in the morning, that's when I'm fresh. I have a lot of things in my mind that I can write about. And, you know, I've always been journaling. I journal daily. When I wake up, I do my morning pages, and I just kind of like brain dump whatever that I'm thinking. I'm still going to do that, but also I'm going to start typing, which is writing on my Substack. And I do find that writing to be a really key part of content creation, because whatever content that you create, even if you do videos, writing is so important, because let's say you are, you know, creating a reel or like a YouTube video, you need to script your videos as well, and you need to practice what to write, you know, what is the hook, what is the call to action, what is the whole subject about, what are the things that you want to point out. So I really want to practice that muscle and get better at it. My last non-negotiable for this 90-day experiment is to post consistently on Instagram and YouTube. I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna post every single day on Instagram, every single day on YouTube. I'm not gonna do that. I want to set this really realistic posting cadence that I can definitely keep up. So on Instagram, I want to post 3 times a week, and all of it I plan it to do reels, and that is only for Instagram, which by the way I'll also post on my stories daily, just because I don't know, I think stories are really fun. I like watching people's Instagram stories and I like creating them, although I haven't posted them in a while, so I'll be doing that. And on YouTube, I'm gonna post once a week because that is the most realistic posting cadence for me, although I would really love to post more, like 2 or 3 times a week. But again, I have to be realistic and not too ambitious, because when I get ambitious, I get overwhelmed, I get burnt out, and then I get disappointed in myself and I give up entirely. So that is a process, people. So those are my non-negotiables for this 90-day experiment. And honestly, I'm really excited to start because I've just been overthinking so much lately, and I feel like I'm not aligned. I'm not like, you know, back in my routine. So many things have happened, and if that's one word I can describe my January, it has to be disorienting. And it felt like I was all over the place. So the first 2 weeks of January, I was, you know, traveling and spending time with my boyfriend. It's just a really nice time, okay? The first 2 weeks of January. And then the third week, I stayed over at my girlfriend's place to babysit her cats. And the final week of January, I thought, okay, you know what? I bought the groceries. I'm ready to meal prep and lock in. On Monday, I did like my first ever gym workout with my sister. It was brutal, by the way. But, you know, throughout the week, some things happened in my family. And I think that's part of the reason why I really want to start to be super intentional with how I'm spending my time, how I'm spending my life. But if you want to follow the journey, you can follow me on Instagram, because I'll probably post on stories every single day, so you'll get the updates. And I'll be obviously posting on YouTube, even though it's not going to be super drastic, but I do know that, you know, little action like 1% every day is definitely going to add up. And I know that a lot of people are probably saying like, oh, don't tell your goals, because once you tell your goals, it's like you feel like you've already accomplished them. Like, trust me, I'm telling you guys, all of my non-negotiables right now, I do not feel accomplished, okay? So with that being said, if you're interested to follow along my journey, you can subscribe my YouTube channel, and you know, I'll document the process of it all. And honestly, it feels really weird because I find that I'm only starting my 2025 now in February versus back in January. I'm in no rush at all, but I'm really stoked to start on this experiment and just kind of like lock in and see what happens, because you know, 90 days, a lot of things can change when you put in effort into your life. So with that, I will see you guys in my next video.